world of women's sports has expanded substantially in the last few years. But one sport in particular is growing exponentially faster than any other: wrestling. It's one of the oldest sports in the world, yet in its thousands of years of history, only the last few decades have seen women participating competitively. And this year's team of Lady Flyers don't just simply participate, they dominate.
I didn't believe it at first. I was like, there's no way.
Captain Leah Condriat was in shock when she learned her team had just become Massachusetts' newest Division I girls wrestling state champions.
Well, the other teams had more girls, so I didn't know that we were even in the running for it. But when we did win, I was so happy for my team, and I couldn't even contain my excitement for it.
Leah and her teammate, Adriana DeGroat, both placed first in their weight classes. Their teammates Jamie Last and Parker Robles placed second and fourth, respectively. They beat defending champ Lowell by just 1 point. The title is the first of its kind for Framingham High's wrestling team, which has been co-ed since 1992.
I remember intro to Framingham, we were going over all the sports, and I saw wrestling was listed as a boys' sport. It is a co-ed sport. Anybody's welcome to join. It's just since it's primarily boys, they always list it as boys. They always say, oh, the boys have a wrestling meet, and I wanted that to change.
Despite being a co-ed sport, girls had been far outnumbered by boys for years, and not just in Framingham.
You know, we've had some girls who didn't get the recognition that they deserved because they kind of had to fall into that co-ed and wrestle boys because there were very few girls, not only in the country, but especially in Massachusetts.
When I first started out as a freshman, you know, you might see a couple girls here and there. Like, we went to a dual meet or something, we saw a girl, we'd be like, oh my gosh, look. And then now with senior year, I've barely even wrestled a guy this year, and that's just an immense growth. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. Just help not only our team grow, but possibly help and maybe inspire others to possibly join wrestling, because it's worth it.
Not only has Framingham's girls wrestling team established a legacy at their own school, they're also part of a historic moment in the world of wrestling. More girls are starting to wrestle than ever before. Participation in this sport has quintupled in the last decade, and more than doubled from just 2022 to 2023. This has cemented girls wrestling as the fastest growing sport nationwide. The state champs hope their success can inspire future generations of Lady Flyers to start wrestling and expand the sport even more.
I think it's really special, and I'm so glad that I can be a part of this team and encourage other girls to join and make the team and the sport even bigger.
It feels incredible. I get to witness this history. I get to say that I've been a part of this history. This gets to live on forever. This is something that others will look at and say, wow, I want to do that. It's just incredible.
This historic moment has helped attain more national recognition for the sport. Back in January, the NCAA officially advanced women's wrestling out of their Emerging Sports for Women program to be their 91st national championship sport. And regardless of whether these wrestlers plan to pursue the sport in college, they say that recognition alone is validating, yet somewhat overdue.
Finally. It was recognized for boys, it deserved to be recognized for girls, and it finally is.
They deserve to have a platform just like the boys, and these girls work just as hard as the boys, and you know, I've always said they're easier to coach, they listen better, and so it's fun to see their growth, and you know, they deserve to have the accolades and everything that they've worked hard for be recognized just like the boys.
Coach Delahanty hopes his team and the sport continue on that positive trajectory.
It's awesome that we were able to grow with a program each year, and the work's not done. Even though we have one of the bigger programs, you know, when we look at it, 9 or 10 girls, the goal is to double that and then triple that. And, you know, until that happens, you know, we have work to do.
I'd say when I close my eyes and picture a perfect girls wrestling world, complete teams of girls alongside complete teams of guys, separate but seen as the same. Framingham has always been a great big family for wrestling, has always included the girls in everything. And in the future, hopefully when there is a girls team, I hope those values are still incorporated.
Coach Delahanty says the benefits of wrestling can apply to all aspects of these young women's lives.
It's a huge metaphor for life. We say once you wrestled, everything is easier, and I think the girls that come through the program and stick it out, they understand that, and they can tackle anything that's put in front of them.